Oh, yeah.
Welcome to Take the Fear Out of the Gear with me, Chumley Warner.
And me, Mr. Jason Bangers.
And today, look what we've got on the table for you. It's the TD3. Simon's brought a beautiful little, I do believe this is a bass module type synth, bass type thingy synth, fine tuning synth device, isn't that right?
It is for the bass type synths.
And it's excellent.
Well, Behringer have done it again, so let's give you a little bit of history. Back in 1982, Roland brought out the TB-303 bass machine, and it was designed primarily to replace the bass guitar.
Yes.
So you had, like, maybe if you were a solo artist or a duo, you'd have TB-303 doing the bass and maybe a Roland 606 drum machine doing your drums, and that would be your little setup, and that was the market Roland were aiming for.
They'd sync up together, and of course you could mix them on the fly, couldn't you? You'd turn up at your gig if you was going to use it live, wouldn't you? And you could just turn one up and the other one down, couldn't you? Get your mix just
yeah,
right.
And obviously you could program your beats, you could program your bass lines.
Yeah.
So that was Roland's idea. There's one problem though, dude.
Go on.
It was a complete flop.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
What the Roland one was, yeah?
Yeah, the TB-303 was a complete flop. So in 1984, just 2 years later, they discontinued it.
Right. Which, of course, has made it very rare.
It is, yeah. They only made a few units. And nowadays, for a TB-303, people want 2 to 3,000.
Yeah, it's gone mad. The retro market has gone mad.
So we got the solution.
Yes, good old Behringer have made it affordable.
So Behringer have brought out the TD3, it's called. Yeah. So it's an exact copy of the TB-303. It's got a few extras. It's got your MIDI, it's got your USB MIDI, it's got a built-in distortion unit, and it's got everything as good as the TB-303.
Absolutely, yeah, and it is as good as well. So why are we making a video? Well, just to give you a bit of history on it, really, to tell you why it come about, and that is why. And money-wise, even brand new, we're not talking an awful lot of money here, Si, are we?
No, I've just had a quick look on the net, and brand new, they're like £119.
That's nothing. That's nothing. When you consider the is it TB-03?
TB-303.
TB-303. Took me ages to remember C3PO and R2D2. Let me tell you, this brain don't work like it used to. But this has got exactly the same gubbins, and this is analog. Am I right?
Completely analog.
Analog. It's the same business.
You better press the button.
Bang on, I'd say.
That's spot on, isn't it?
Well, apart from my dodgy playing, of course, but it ain't playing. You just find out where you've got to go and push the buttons, and you hit them in advance. Of course, we can also change the tempo, I'm guessing.
Yeah, you can change the tempo.
Just by doing that. Great fun.
I suppose another thing to mention is what has made like the original TB3 so popular and why Behringer have re-released it. Because like in 1987, around then, Acid House came out.
Yeah, loads of songs were made on them, weren't they?
And that's when these really took off. People were buying them up really cheap and using them. We can just give you a...
Acid!
That's it, you know, it's people were doing like...
Booga Metastica Rectimus. That was awesome.
You probably noticed halfway through I switched the distortion circuit in as well, so you've got distortion there as well.
Yes.
Because on the original machine, we used to plug in like a Boss pedal,
just here,
just to give them the distortion.
Just so you can see on the old on the 7D. There's another close up. It's a cracking bit of kit, and I'll tell you what, 120 quid, that's bargain, isn't it?
Just as we mentioned last time, Behringer synth tool. Make sure you're up on the latest firmware. Obviously, I think what we did with this one to get that pattern is we used the synth tool, we used the grid on the synth tool.
Yeah, we did, yeah, programmed on there. It was easy, wasn't it?
Yeah, so you can program your pattern on there, load it into the TD3, and you're away.
So if you've got one and you haven't realised yet, connect it up to that software that comes free. And I have to say, Behringer, your software is awesome, so is all your hardware.
It is, yeah.
Love you, Behringer. We're not endorsed or endorsing. We just love Behringer for bringing to the common man and woman what is affordable, which is out of range. You can't buy one of these original ones now because they're like the 808s. They're thousands of pounds. Like I said, an old clapped out 808's going to cost you $2 to $3 grand nowadays.
Yeah.
And I said not even in brilliant condition, which it won't be unless it's been exceptionally well looked after. This is the option. This is your target. This is where you go. £119. What? I mean, even you know, poor people can just about afford this kind of stuff. You know, it's really brought it forward for people to be able to use.
And what we said in our Roland Cloud video, if you want to buy the plugin, this is cheaper than the plugin.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Whilst we've got it on the table, you might as well say that you can buy your hardware cheaper than the plugin.
It's mad. It's just mad, isn't it? It's like I don't know. It's like saying you can have a simulator of a bus here for 20 grand, and then a guy comes down the road with the same bus. I've actually got the real bus here, but it's only 200 quid. What are you going to do? I'll have the bus.
Exactly. Yeah.
It's kind of the only analogy I can think of, really. Why would you want the fictional when you can have the reality?
Exactly.
For less money as well. It's so crazy.
So I hope you enjoyed this video, Tubes. We finally brought you the TD3.
I've enjoyed it.
Yeah.
I enjoyed this video immensely.
It's a shame we should have brought it to you when we first got it, and it would have, you would have been right on it then. But
well, we did, but I raised the video by accident.
We got there eventually. Thanks for everyone in the comments. You've been listing all your Behringer gear you've got on the last video. You're going, I've got one of these, I've got one of these, so it's fantastic. So, from this edition of Take the Fair Out of the Gear, it's goodbye from me, Mr. Chumley Warner.
And goodbye from me, Mr. Jason Bangers. And thanks for the subscribing and the subscriptions. We're nearly up to 500, so that free giveaway will be coming up soon. If you don't know what we're talking about, free giveaway, go back and look for the wah-wah pedal / wah-wah pedal. Have a look at that video and you will see what we mean. Every one of our subscribers is going in the hat